Ciao, we're just back from the beaches and we were going to be eating out, but we changed our mind. Two reasons. Number one, because we got a lot of vegetables from Julie's garden. Here is some chard and some spinach, and also we got some onions to be used up. And number two, because the movie finished earlier than we thought and we could not be bothered. So I'm cooking a frittata, and Julie said to me, oh, not frittata again, you've done plenty of frittatas, but I haven't done this frittata. And to me, it's not about what I cook, it's sharing what we eat. So if you don't want to watch, by all means, watch something else. But this frittata is going to be spinach, chard, onion and tomatoes and maybe something else, and peas. So hopefully you will like it. And then let's start with some of our home produce. And these are Julie's pride and joy. These are the onions that she's been going on about. So I'll just pick a medium-sized one. These are all from our garden. And I'll start with the onion because I'm going to be pre-cooking everything before I put my frittata in the oven, and onion is likely to take a little longer, so I'll do the onion first. I generally cook with red onions, but these onions are really sharp, which will be quite nice because they will be balancing the contrast of some of the sweetness coming from the peas and the other vegetables. I'll pour a little oil in a cast iron pan. This is the pan I'll be using to make the frittata eventually. And I'll put them on the base and just give them a quick shimmy. And I put them on the hob to sizzle, medium-high, number 7 for a few minutes while I get on with the other vegetables. Julie just gave me a little lesson. Chard spinach. So one is considerably bigger than the other one, and this is also tougher, very tough, almost
more like spinach, a bit more like
cabbage. Did you say?
Yeah,
cabbage?
yeah, a bit more like cabbage.
Yeah, but they will all shrink considerably. However, the chard has got this stem at the end, and I think I'll just remove the very end bit because it's a little bit thick. Especially this big one here, which looks like more like a palm tree.
Some
really.
of them are a little bit over. We could have done with
Never mind.
cutting them earlier, but
That's
there we
okay. So some of those ones, I'm just removing the very end. This one is okay. It's very tender, so no problem at all. Wonderful. Everything is been trimmed, and I can now go with a knife and I'll cut them in rough pieces, enough for me to fit them in the pan. I fancy adding some garlic to this today, so I'm gonna be getting a couple of small cloves of garlic. There. As they are with the skin, I'll crush them and put them in a pan. Different pan, I add some oil. And as they are, as everything is still cold, I will add my chard and my spinach to the pan. I start them on hob on a very maximum, but as soon as they start sizzling, I'll turn them down to number 6, again medium high. I'll place the lid on and I will leave them now to do their own thing, and they will shrink considerably. This grandeur will disappear within 3 to 5 minutes. Let's have a look at the onions. Yeah, they're cooking nicely.
Lovely.
I'll give them a quick turn. I've got some peas here. I will add them to the chard and the spinach once they have shrunk, so that they can cook a little before they go in the oven. Egg time next. I use always 8 eggs when I do my frittatas. Two reasons. It's a great number in terms of consistency, but also it fits in my pan absolutely wonderfully. 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I put a couple of these little spoons, which are the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of salt, that is.
In total, that is, yeah.
A little pepper, quantities to taste, of course. Before I continue with the eggs, I'll turn the onions off as they are just right. And I'll mix this lot together now using a fork. Here I've got some cheddar, 90 grams of cheddar. 90 grams because it's the rest of what I had left. It could have been 80, it could have been 100. So 90 would be fine, which I just grated.
It's quite a nice amount, actually, good handful.
Yes. And I've got mozzarella, which I'll be using later. And I'll blend it with the eggs. So the chard and the spinach, as you can see, they've shrunk considerably. Here is the garlic. I'm going to leave my garlic in, actually I'll squash it, but you can choose to remove it if you like. And just for the last minute or so, I'll add some peas. Again, these are approximately 100 grams, but optional if you don't like peas, of course.
The end of a bag.
The end
it
of a
needs
bag.
to be eaten.
You recording? So, everything has cooled down for a few minutes. I'll start with the onions, they can go in with the eggs. I'll keep this as I'll need it in a moment, followed by the green vegetables, which also have cooled down, of course. Cooled down slightly. They're still warm, but enough not to cook the egg before it goes in the oven. I fancy making a frittata with the Italian color, so I will just mix the green at the moment with the egg. I will add a little bit more oil in my cast iron pan, and using some kitchen paper. I'll make sure that the edges are also covered in oil. This will ensure that it doesn't stick when it's cooked.
With any luck.
With any luck. Now let's see if I was right about capacity and quantity. So I'll pour in my mix first, and it should just be right. Wonderful. I've got this lovely deep bottle green color on the entire surface of my frittata, so that'll be the green from the flag. And I'm starting with the middle, and I'll position a few tomatoes to do the red of the Italian flag. Obviously I have halved these, and these are cherry tomatoes, but it doesn't matter what you use. You can use any tomatoes you like as long as they're red. That is if you want to make the Italian flag.
I don't think this looks much like the Italian flag, my love. I hate to burst your bubble.
Right.
Sorry about that. The colours are vaguely there. Oh, and there it goes.
See, that's the thing with Julie. She is always jumping to conclusions. She hasn't seen what I'm doing, has she? There you go, look.
I'm just
It's
pointing out
green,
it doesn't look
white
much like
and
a
red.
flag, but the colours are there.
I did say I wasn't making a flag. I'm making a frittata. I'm not making a flag. I'm making a frittata
It
of
looks lovely, and I can't wait to
the
eat
colours
it.
of the
I'm
Italian
happy
flag.
now.
By the way, we went to watch Aliens, the new movie called Aliens Romolo. Is it Romolo?
Romulus.
Romulus. Why do you have to change it to something else if it's Romulo?
Why do you call Prince or King
There you
Charles
go.
Re Carlo?
There you go. Never mind.
There we go. Don't even
Anyway,
start.
anyway, let's not start. Let's not go there. Julie, when she goes and watch scary movies at the picture, she's a nightmare. You should have seen her. She was hiding most of the film with her head down because she was so scared.
It's not even like I don't know what's coming. I've watched all the other Alien movies. It's exactly
She's
the
just
same.
terrible. She's just terrible.
I am
Don't
just
take
dreadful.
Julie to the pictures
No,
to watch
no,
a horror
don't,
movie.
Don't bother.
Anyway, back to our frittata. It's ready to go in the oven. Oven is on 220 degrees, and I will pop it in for about 20 minutes, but I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know at the end if it's less or more. So see you then. Oh, look at that.
Yum.
The colors of the Italian flag might not be that prominent.
No. I don't think I'd look at it and think it's the Italian colours, dear.
But I'm so glad we didn't go and eat out. This looks absolutely delicious and it smells wonderful. I'm going to leave it now for 10 minutes to rest. It will shrink and then it'll be much easier to get it out, and then we can eat it. See you then. And it's been standing there for 10 minutes and I can put my spatula through, no problem at all. So looks good. Cutting through a nice large slice. I have to say, there's a lovely smell of onions coming up. That's all I can smell at the moment. But I've got a little cold, but it smells really good. Let's take a look. Oh, I like the green, the peas. Oh my God, it looks good. And actually, now that it's cooled down a bit, I can see the white better. So it's not too bad as far as Italian colors go. Momento della verità. Moment of truth. Oh God, that's really good. The spinach and the chard, really good. And the onion, lovely. Definitely worthwhile eating it, making it. And the peas actually, they add some sweetness to it, which is really, really nice.
I love these.
Delicious frittata. I'm glad we made it. I'm glad we didn't go out. I'm glad we went to watch Aliens. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.